Dive into the source code, weave together a tapestry of complex effects, and leave your opponent spellbound and powerless. This is the Code Arcanum Deck Tech Upgrade Guide. Let's jump in.
Well, what is it?
It's confirmed. No doubt, it's him.
Him?
How's it going, folks? Welcome back to the channel. I'm Muse, and today we have our Code Arcanum Deck Tech Upgrade. This is one of the decks you can grab in the store, which is very easy to grab. So when you go into the store, you can go down to the decks. This is something I actually just found out about. And we have our Code Arcanum starter deck. So this deck is very much about playing software. It starts off as a half and half for everything, which was a 16 glitches and 19 software deck. So you are very much focused on the software side of everything. I kind of took this deck and changed up a little bit, still focusing on the software, but making it more about pingers. So my goal of every single deck tech is to kind of condense down the deck into what it really wants to do as you are starting to play into the deck itself. So we did take out the Magus Strike as well as the Magus Greed. With the Mega Strike dealing damage to a target where X is the amount of other software you play this turn, I feel like it's a little expensive, as well as the Magus Greed. Healing, having that kind of 3 energy. With this game, I feel like you want to do a lot of pressure early so that way you're not kind of stalling out the game and either A, completely stall it out, run out of cards, or B, give your opponent time to kind of build their defenses once they get their 3 and 4 drops down. So my goal with this deck is to put a lot of pressure down early with all of your software and be very sneaky, which is what we're kind of doing starting with our Shadow Morph. We do have 3 Shadow Morphs in this deck. We are keeping all of the Shadow Morphs. The first time you activate a software each turn, give it +2 power and Predictive Strike until end of turn. With the Predictive Strike, you are getting that first strike ability, and if they don't think that you're going to play a software or completely forget, you can sneak in that Predictive Strike so that it is a one-way trade and your Shadow Morph is alive to see the next round, and possibly also use as a blocker for the next round as well if they do think that you just have, a 1/1 and you don't have anything in your hand. Again, this is a very sneaky deck. We want to be very kind of cognizant of our resources and is a little bit big brain, so it's going to take a little bit of getting used to in this deck. For the Toy Alchemist, it is a 2-drop 2/3. Whenever you activate a software, which is what we're doing, give this +X power until end of turn, where X is that software's cost. This is kind of why I wanted to play those more cheaper softwares, because you can do kind of more effects with more cards. So you're kind of exponentiating, is that a word? Exponentiating the effects that you're doing per turn by having those cheaper ones. So by playing Pretty Stars, which just does 1 damage, you're actually also increasing the Toy Alchemist by 1 and doing a damage, and then you can do that again and again and again later turns with all of our 1-drops that we're using. The Sage, I do have a kind of asterisk on this one because I do want 3 copies of Sage in this deck, but I do only own 2 copies. So with the starter deck, you do actually get the 3 copies. I just did not purchase a starter deck. I had all the other cards except for the 1 Sage to kind of get this deck going. But I do suggest keeping those 3 copies of Sage. It is a 2-drop 1/1. Whenever you activate a software, give this +1/+1. So again, going back to the software, every software we launch, every software we launch, we are getting that +1, plus the Toy Alchemist is getting some power, and doesn't matter if it's a 3-drop software or a 1-drop software, you're still only getting that 1/1. So you want to kind of focus on those cheaper ones and play more of them throughout the course of the game so that you are getting more bang for your buck when it comes to energy versus cards spent. Form Shift Drainer, we are also adding another copy. 2-drop 0/4. The first time you activate a software each turn, give this +2 power and Extraction. We do sometimes be we do sometimes be. We are sometimes a little vulnerable as we are building out our board states, and having that little extra bit of life gain is very important in staying alive as we are working on trying to snowball all of these cards. It is also a great way to just kind of add a +2 power while you're blocking and kind of trade. That way, you know, again, we're being very, very sneaky. Hype Man, we got a few of those. We have 3 hype men because it's a great card, great blocker. Put them in every deck, all of them. It's probably my signature card at this point. We are keeping the 2 Code Geist Collectors. They are a 2-drop, 1/4. When this has witnessed 4 software being activated by you, it transforms into Code Geist Extractor, which becomes a 4/4 with Predictive Strike. Again, we are playing a lot of small software. See, this is a theme. We are kind of combining and condensing what we want to do with this deck. So by playing those cheaper one-off cards, we are getting more value for our energy. Doesn't matter if it's a 3-drop, 4-drop, or a 1-drop. It just wants to see you play that software. And into our softwares. Binary Blast is our first one. Deal 2 damage to a glitch X times, where X is the amount of other software you have activated this turn. If you draw it before you mulligan, this is a card you want to mulligan away so that you can play it later in the match. Once you can kind of snowball and play 3 or 4 different software, this is when this card really shines in the late game. Contagion Cannon, another 1-drop software. Give an ally contagious until end of turn. So that means when your glitch does damage to another glitch, it becomes corrupted and dies at the end of turn. This is a great way to get rid of some of those big bodies that are coming at you. Another sneaky way, and we play that. We get buffs everywhere. Maybe we get Predictive Strike as well on our Shadow Morph and get +2 to our Form Shift Drainer, get some more health. It kind of starts snowballing. Pretty Stars, 1-drop, deal 1 damage to a glitch. I absolutely love this because it gets a lot of those kind of blockers with 4 health down to 3, so you can get the Predictive Strike in with the Shadow Morph, and you're also, you know, buffing everything else while also doing 1 damage. This can also be a way to just kind of finish off a chump blocker and get through an attack on the last turn as well. And Reap and Sow, you can keep in the deck if you don't have it. Yes, it is a hard to come by card. Not necessarily the most needed, but I did kind of like the utility of it. If you do have the Reap and Sow, this is a deck that, or this is a card not originally in the deck, but I do like that it makes them discard something and does damage to their life as well. So if they have kind of a mid-late game card, assuming that they don't have too many small cards in their hand, it can be a nice tempo swing in your direction, as well as getting rid of one of their cards. And I just like it. Again, you know, not necessarily the most needed, but I do like the utility of Reap and Sow. Now that we finished the deck tech, grab the deck code in the description so that you can post it in and follow along on the pilots. Okay, so with this, I actually really like this, going from the Shadow Morph into the Hype Man into the Magus. Unfortunately, it's very on curve, but I do believe we are going second, so I'm going to keep all of these, actually. I like the Divination, just kind of draw cards. Divination's another one of my favorite cards in the game, most because I just love drawing cards, and I do have this card in another deck that is kind of like a draw discard deck. So I just like drawing cards. And we do have the Shadow Morph here. So what I could actually do is play the Magus Harvester next turn with the Forgotten Memory, which also gives it +1 and then gets that going. So I do think I'm going to use the Forgotten Memory next turn on the Magus. And the abilities we have with this deck, we do have the Backtrack to deinitialize a 1-cost card. I just like having that just to kind of get through for a blocker if I need it. The Slot Blocker, your opponent initializes Corrupted Rock Friend. That's just kind of get things out of the way. That was, I feel like that was early, but okay. And then the Worm Trap, which is the one I use most, is add an Electro Snare to the top of your opponent's deck. It stops a draw card for him as well as does damage, so I do really like that. Let's just get the Magus down. And then we can start doing other stuff. Yeah, with the Code Geist Collector, we can drop that and maybe also Divination, and we can start kind of pumping up both of our Code Geist as well as our Magus. Oh, I've not seen this card actually. When this is Witness, allies receiving 6 damage, it transforms into Awakened Sleeper Cell. That's kind of cool. I like the art on that. Ready for combat? And turn. Don't need that. This is actually also pretty good, but I think what I want to do is start getting a let's see, 6 damage collected. Okay, so I do want to get that going. I might do the Pretty Stars just to kind of get something going, but I think I'm gonna wait on that. So I'm just doing damage here, damage there. I don't get anything back. They don't have any energy. They can do a Hidden Blade, but I feel like that's maybe a little bit of a waste there, as it's not doing too much damage. I think I'm going to save that Pretty Stars for next turn. See if they drop anything that I can take out. For each damage, gives +1 power. Okay, so I don't want to do it there. Deal 2 damage. Okay. I might actually just drop this. That way I can see it and then give a little bit bonus here. See what I got. It's a cool little deck they got going. I really like it. Oh, I did get the Sage, which is absolutely nice. Don't necessarily need the Form Shift Drainer next, but I do have the Sage, so I'll probably drop the Sage plus the Pretty Stars. One cost, 3 cost, 3 cost. I think I will just do that. Just kind of block one of their draws. And just get a little bit extra damage in. I'm going to take the 2 damage here because I don't want to proc either one of these two. Unless I absolutely have to. Now I'll get the Sage. And then I'm probably just going to attack here. Yeah, I think we're just going to attack with the Magus. This is a 2. We'll see what they decide to block with. Because this would be... Oh, well that sucks. Let's do this. That way we can just do another damage here. Make this +1. I want to kind of keep that one around. So, I think I'm just going to attack here. And maybe attack here since they're probably going to try to hit it again anyway. So maybe do a little trade. And get 3 damage through. Next, I'm probably going to drop the Hype Man, and then maybe get a one cost software next turn. That'd be great. If I do, then I can probably get the Form Shift Drainer as maybe I'll do both Hype Men just for blockers. I don't necessarily want to trade, and I don't want to see that kind of again. Take the damage here, and we get a divination, which is super nice. So what I can do, I think I'm going to do this. Have a couple blockers ready with the Hype Men. Again, this I absolutely love them. Ready for combat. We're going to save our extractor because we are going to need that to kind of get through some of these later. What you got? Want to initialize the glitch? Okay, well, you heal 3, so yeah, we definitely need to get this going, I don't want to attack or block with our Code Guys Collector. But we can get some blockers now. And what I think I do want to do here is play this just to get it in hand. It does help them out a little bit. I should probably wait till later, but I think I'm going to keep the pretty stars. And this is going to transform, unfortunately. So that is unfortunate, and a whole lot of damage I'm about to take. I might trade with the Tank Man here, and I don't know, I might have to take the 5. Any of these ones, they do not have any 1-class glitches out. So we're going to trade here and keep that 5, 6, 7. Always use your health as a resource. And perfect. So the Harvester is pretty strong here. So I think what I want to do is this, and then I do have a lot of options, so maybe I go in with the Form Shift Drainer, that we can also get a little bit of health back, and I do have enough to do a few things later. We're going to be ready for combat. We're going to attack with everything, and probably do a little trading here with the Sleeper Cell, deal 1 damage, that's fine. I would have done it over here personally, but trying to make sure that I don't get through anywhere. Oh, well then let's do this and that and confirm. That way this lives and this also transforms. This, deinitialize, confirm. Get a little bit of health back here. And survive 1 more round. We'll see where that takes us. I wish I almost had the, what was it, 6 in Stones that does 2 damage. Yep, there's the 1 damage. Knew that was coming. Alright, so what is our Hail Mary here? We'll go here. And we're ready for combat. And I guess attack. Yeah, I don't think there's any 1 cost, are there? There is a 1 cost. That's 2. That's a 4. So let's do this. Initialize that guy. And we might be able to trade here. Okay, so we are going to trade. I'm going to get this, get the full trade here, and get the contagious, so that deinitializes. And we do get a little more health here. So their hand is full. They can do 1 damage probably. That's 4, so. Oh no, that's GG. They just had a little bit more gas than we did. Maybe. The Electro Snare would have been nice. Had I saved up for the Electro Snare, I could have won. Oh, this is... Oh, no, they don't have anything in their hands. So this might be... Oh, I can only play it on my turn. That would have been really nice if they could... Wait, that's a 1 cost. Almost... How can I do this? I don't think there is a way. That's 6. This is 3 initialization required, which means I have to do it here. I can get them down to 1. That's funny. If they would have had 1 more card in their hand, it would have been good, but they did manage to get through here and do it, and GG. Yeah, if we could have saved that last one. Alright. Got him down to 1. Okay, so a little bit jarring here. Had to redo a few things due to technical difficulties, but we're back. Future me, still past for you, but hey, we're getting going. So this is actually pretty much a fantastic starting hand. We're gonna get rid of the Reaping, so we are going second. So that's actually pretty awesome. I'm going to start off with the Shadow Morph. We do have 2, which I think that I will do Hype Man on turn 2 if I can. We get the Reaping So back. So let's go Shadow Morph here. And then I want to keep the Forgotten Memory. For one of our other scalers, the Forgotten Memory does count as a software, so we will use that later. Maybe, yeah, I just want to attack because I don't want to trade yet. So we are going to just pass, end our turn, and let them have priority. Don't know if I've gone over it yet, but we are using Backtrack to de-initialize a 1-cost glitch, which we could have used on the Crack, or we can use on the Crack Cricket later if they still have one. The Legion Novice, also we can use it on. Slot Blocker, initializing Crop Friend, we use that to get rid of a board space, usually for a kill shot. That way they have 1 less blocker and we can get through. And then Worm Trap, I just like adding it. An easy 3 damage and a little bit of disruption on the card draw. I will take 2 damage. I do not mind doing that. And we get a Divination. So here I'm going to do the Hype Man. And I am going to have our Forgotten Memory. I want to do that now. That way we do have time for a Divination or a Contagion Cannon, depending on which one we need more on the next turn. Or if we don't need anything, we can just drop in another Shadow Morph and get our Hype Man scaling. We do have Predictive Strike because we played a software on the Shadow Morph and get a little bit of damage in. 5 damage, 3 more of those, and we win if they do not block. Hello, Piglet. Must you do that right there? And they are not blocking, so that is a good amount of damage. We will be able to hit them with a Worm Trap on our next turn so that they draw into that. Ready for the combat. We cannot block, which is fine. So what I think I am going to do here is play the Divination. That way I can just draw. Yeah, I do want to draw into my turn. So I'm not using it for the scaling per se. I just want to have more options on my turn. Card draw, super important. We can get rid of the Hype Man, and then we do have the Magus Harvester, which is a great 3-drop. probably going to just block here. That way we're only taking half the damage. I don't really see against to do anything else because they do have encrypted, so we can't block anything else, but our hype man will survive. Now we have options. So the Magus Harvester is only a 2/4, but we do also have another Shadow Morph plus a Contagion Cannon, so we can get some pretty good damage in. A little secret damage. And I think I will do our backtrack. That way they are forced to spend another energy to put it back down. And then on their turn, or if I don't play the Contagion Cannon on their turn, I might play the Toy Alchemist. Ready for combat. Get our hype man blocking again, or set up to block again, get more health. And then if we do play the Contagion Cannon, we can do 3, 6, 7, 8 damage to them, which is half of their health. But I might save that for later. Unless they do block these guys, then I will play the Contagion Cannon. And that is exactly what I'm going to do. Let's do this. And now they have no blockers and need to spend a little bit of energy in order to get that back. So up next, we're kind of in our mid game now that we do have our scalers going. The Magus Harvester is going to be a 3/4 when we drop her. Hopefully we get another 1-drop software. That way we can activate it. If not, that might suck, but I will probably play Reap and Sow just to get, again, some more kind of life steal, a little bit more disruption with the Reap and Sow. But again, hopefully we draw 1-drop. Then we can drop our Toy Alchemist down. Or even our Magus Harvester. That would also work. Sweetheart. And then I will probably just take... No, I don't want to take 3. I'll block 1 of those. Remember, use your life as a resource. You don't need to always block everything and trade. Take as much damage as you can so that way you are set up for a strong attack. And we did get pretty stars, which is going to be very helpful. So I think I do want to do the Magus Harvester here, and then go in with the pretty stars, and then take that, and then take out the Legion Novice. And I could actually kill shot here. Can I? That's 3, so I really could, because that's 3, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Oh, it's only 11, right? 12, because then you also get the +1, so we're about to actually go in for a kill shot here. And we will deinitialize. Boom, confirm. Usually you'd wait till you attack to do all this, but because they only have 1, I don't think that they have anything to get through. So I am just going to play Pretty Stars, and they also can't play any glitches because we are in the battle phase. There we go, and kill shot. Wait, I can't math. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Oh, that's only 12? Oh, whoopsie. Okay, it wasn't a kill shot. We're almost there, though. I can actually hit him with a Reap and Sow next turn and win. And it'll be fitting to win with the software, since this is a software deck. All right, GG. Now that you know how to play the deck and you have a nice little upgrade to do it with, let me know how you are faring with these upgrades, or if you have kind of your own take on the starter deck to make it your own. If you enjoy these deck techs, highlights, and just TCGs in general, make sure you snap those like and subscribe buttons, and catch me every Thursday as we are playing the Lost Glitches live on Twitch and YouTube, where we are doing live raffles every hour for credits as well as memory cores, so that you can get more booster packs and also buy some starter decks. And until next time, go make some memories.